Okay, so let's talk Virgo. This is going to be your reading. It is the Virgo full moon that just happened either last night or tonight. I believe it was last night and or this morning, should I say. So I think this moon, especially for the water signs, is stabilizing us. And I'm sorry if I sound lazy, guys. I'm tired and I'm thirsty, but I don't feel like getting up to get something to drink. I want to do your reading real quick. I'm going to try to make it quick. So it's been kind of stabilizing and grounding for us water signs. It's been a good full moon, but the full moon may be driving you Virgos a little crazy. There may be some Virgos out there who are dealing with, you may be having some issues with foot pain or head pain. Maybe you guys get headaches, migraines, something of that nature. Uh, or you have some kind of foot pain, or you could have broken a foot or broken a bone or something, Virgos. And something may be kind of driving you crazy right about now. Although that full moon in Virgo may be stabilizing to some other signs and a little bit more cathartic and it, to signs who may be a little bit more airy or more watery, it could be sending you Virgos up a wall. So you guys, because it's still a full moon, and we know all kinds of things happen when there's a full moon. So it's still a full moon. So you guys can have some crazy things happening. So, you know, just try not to lose your temper. Try not to go off on anybody unnecessarily. Try not to let anybody bring you out of your character. Ooh, I'm all mixed up here. Try not to do that. And we do have also another thing for Virgos and Virgos and Gemini. I wanted to say to you guys with having, first of all, having that full moon in Virgo. So that's one thing. And then for Virgos in Gemini with your, I mean, for Virgos and Geminis, with your Mercury going into Pisces, depending on what houses that your planets fall in, and it may not even truly depend on that. You guys may just be feeling that energy where you're either extra communicative or something is messing with your communication signals. As you can imagine, a planet that is all about movement, quick thinking, forward thinking, a detail oriented planet that's in Pisces, which is more Neptunish, you know what I mean? And then Pisces being the opposite from Virgo. So correct me if I'm wrong, those of you out there. So if you know Mercury is gonna do it does well in Virgo, then I would assume it would fall. It would have to fall, and it would not do so good in Neptune or Pisces. It's gonna be at a detriment in Pisces. So you guys may be having your communication signals mixed up. You may be having some weird communications this month for my Virgos and my Geminis. And I'm talking about the Virgos and the Geminis because you are ruled by Mercury. So that energy could definitely be affecting you. You guys could be having dreams, what you feel as though is intuitive insights, or you could be having some thoughts that plague you or that are really messing with you at this point, you know, in time. So, just a little tidbit about what's happening with that Mercury in Pisces. But the good thing is, it's like it's halfway through Pisces, so it's not gonna be there, you know, but for so much longer. So hopefully you guys can kind of get over that energy and not have to deal with that too much longer, because I know it really could be driving some of you Virgos crazy. Like really. What else is going on? Aries. What moved out of Aries? Was it something moved out of Aries? I don't know if it was Chiron. I think Chiron did move out of either Aries or Taurus. Maybe it's out of retrograde in Aries and back in Taurus. I can't quite recall. But other planets are moving along as well. You know, we have Venus. I believe Venus is in Capricorn now. So, you know, Venus in Capricorn, it's making a trine to your sign, but it's in there with Pluto and Saturn. And right about now, during the time I'm recording this video, Venus is at about a conjunction in its transit with Saturn. And Pluto is in like a wider conjunction, but it's still in there and it's not far. So just a lot of things going on with people's money, you know, the government, like you see with people getting taxes late, the government shutdowns. I mean, all of that can be expected with Saturn there. Hopefully Venus will ease up on the money troubles and any money woes for people out there who may be dealing with that. And if you're Virgo, like I said, with Capricorn actually trining your sign, hopefully it's bringing you some good energy. But if you're a Virgo and you're having headaches and stuff like that, I just want you guys to get it checked out. If you're having foot pain, and you know, if you broke any bones, sorry to hear that. Leave your comments below. Let me know if you're going through anything, Virgo, that I'm talking about. And I'm just taking a look at the cards that is on the table. We're just going to do a brief love reading. I felt like something was kind of, I got to take in was actually on the table. I haven't really looked good yet. But I kind of feel like something is bothering you, is weighing you down, quite possibly turning your world upside down, Virgo. Having to deliver somebody some bad news, or having to turn something down, or having to make a decision that wasn't a good decision, wasn't a good communication, wasn't necessarily that you had to deliver good news, because you feel like you're in a situation that you just can't get out of, you can't take a break from, there's no refuge from. You're feeling short-handed, you're feeling without something. You have the 4, and I hope you can kind of see what's going on. I can't really tell. I don't know. I hope you guys can see. So you have the 4 Swords in reverse, and then you have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, which leads me like back down to the 4 of Pentacles. Speaking of dissatisfaction, not feeling like you fit in, not feeling like you belong, not feeling like home is home. Is somebody a rolling stone? Do you break up with somebody frequently and then come back to that person? Have you recently had to break up from a relationship? Have you recently had to put somebody out or go back on a decision you made? And that's what I was kind of saying about going back on a decision or delivering some negative communication. You may have had to give somebody some bad news, or just go back on a decision that you made, that you thought, or a choice that you made that you thought you were making a good choice or the right choice at the time, but it turns out that, you know, you just want to renege on that, or you just want to go back, or you just want to fall back. So Virgo, it may be somebody or some kind of situation that you want to fall back from, because you realize there may be, I'm not saying there's not feelings between you and this person, and I'm calling these love readings, but if something with career or some other things were to come out, I'll pick that stuff up too. But with Virgo, I do see this being more of an emotional issue, more of a personal issue, more of a getting out of a situation that you may feel trapped in. So for the Virgo women, you may have a guy that's dealing with a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, or if you're a Virgo male, you may be dealing with a fire sign woman, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. If you are dealing in any sort of partnership dynamic, so say you were spying, one second, because my battery's dead. It's going dead. So say like if you were spying on somebody and you found out something that you didn't want to find out, or it took you back to revisit some kind of heartache or some situation from the past, which you found out some not so good news about. It may have taken you back to feelings that you had in the past, or something that you've been through before, and something that you just want to fall back from for whatever reason. And again, there could be some Virgos, like I said, you could be having foot issues. Some of you could just have been going through surgery. Maybe you're injured, or maybe you can't do something for yourself, and you feel like you're not getting the help that you need, that's necessary, or something like that. Maybe somebody has fallen back from you. Maybe somebody's falling back from you, and maybe you made some kind of decision. Maybe you're talking to somebody. Maybe an older woman in your family is advising you. Maybe you're getting some counseling, or some advisement on how to get out of a relationship, or how to get out of a situation that you're not happy in. You're not happy in. Because you definitely got, it's like arguing back and forth, two mixed messages. So, because you got the Jack of Wands, you got the Page of Wands upright, and then the Page of Swords in reverse. So, there's like an overall message of something that I feel like has to do with the past. Something that I feel like has to do with either the past, kids, it could involve children, something about children. Maybe someone is not in your children's lives, or you're not, some of you may be dealing with child support issues, payments. Maybe you're not getting certain payments, or making certain payments that you need to make, and maybe you were in the court system. Maybe you dealt with some things. I know a Virgo who was going through a similar situation over the last few years. So maybe you've been kind of out of their life, or it's causing some kind of financial difficulty or something like that, because of either child support or money you may owe, or something like that. Some situation, Virgo, that I feel like you're bound in, with your significant other, with your partner, that you guys aren't seeing eye to eye, and that you guys don't agree on. You guys could have went for a house, or went for a home, but maybe you couldn't afford it. Your offer didn't get accepted, or you didn't have enough money, or whatever the case may be. Maybe an offer didn't go through on a home, and you're trying to find some place to live. You're trying to make your next decision, because something that you just tried to do didn't work out. You could have been trying to build a home, or buy a home, or something of that nature. So some of you may be going through that process of buying a home. You may have bought a home. You may have not bought a home, but maybe you sold your other house already because it was on the market, and you just either didn't go with the home that you thought you were going to go with, or something like that. So, or the house, something with the house could be getting broken up, or you could have children leaving the house, leaving the nest, and maybe that's causing the parents to break up, or the parents to see other elements or other parts of their relationship, because these children are no longer in the home. I'm just curious. Yeah. You don't. It's something that's coming up that you're not looking forward to, Virgo, that I feel like you're avoiding doing. And maybe that's a little bit more accurate. So if it is about a breakup, if it is about a child support issue, if it is about kids leaving the home, if you are having problems with children and your significant other, maybe you and your significant other could be breaking up, or and trying to split the children, or work out a custody agreement, or maybe you are going back and forth with your partner about the kids. Maybe there are some people out there who can't have kids, or there's some issue with kids, and it's causing possibly cracks to be in your relationship, because you have the true love card, and then you have children in the middle of the true love and the you deserve love. And so Virgos, and another way you could look at that is you also could be hanging on to a relationship when you really love or care about somebody else, when you are not, maybe you feel like the person you're with is not the person you want to be with, or the person you're with isn't giving you the kind of love that you feel like you deserve. And maybe you stay there because of children. Or maybe children bound you together, but maybe those children are no longer there. Again, it could be issues. It could be a male issue. Somebody could be having an issue with having children. You could have a daughter and a son involved in a situation. If you do have kids, You could have two sons if you do have kids. And maybe you have a fire sign child, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. Maybe you have an air sign child, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. And if you guys have an air sign child, maybe the child found out some information or something was going on, and that kind of got in the middle of the relationship. If it was an air sign child, maybe there's some bickering back and forth between the siblings, the fire sign child and the air sign child. Fire sign might be older than your air sign child, or it could be the other way around. So maybe there's been some bickering or something like that. Maybe the air sign child is giving you some troubles, or keeping quiet or hush hush about something. Something is going on with the children. But I feel like, Virgo, you aren't being loved. You long to be loved. You long to be desired and to be loved how you really want to be loved. So in other words, you long to find your true love in that person that's out there for you. And there could even be some Virgos that want to have more children. Maybe you guys want to have children and you guys don't agree on this. And it's something that's standing in the middle of your relationship. That can also be an option as well. So Virgos, that's this session. If you want to see more, I have a Patreon channel, but I haven't been posting my videos on there because we could really continue this. I'm interested to see, what the real issues is. I think it has a lot to do with moving, not being stable. Like I said, this Virgo full moon may actually be throwing some Virgos off of their energy, making some Virgos feel out of balance and not stable. You know what I mean? Because I feel like something is under construction, something is going on. And I definitely feel like there's some Virgos out there who have had some sort of surgeries or something like that going on. And we could look, and if we go over to the Patreon, these readings will be on my site as well. Actually, they're on my site now, but I don't think you can purchase them. You'll be able to purchase them soon, but they're on my site. And I'm thinking about putting these additional ones, the extended readings, on my blog, on my Patreon, and I also am on a couple other sites that I'll let you guys know about. But just to look at the outcome and some of the cards that we got for the outcome, I will tell you, it is a lot of rearranging and cutting off, and the good times being over. And you guys also may be dealing with another Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo too. And that's being cold towards you. That's being cold towards you and has you feeling like you're out in the colds, and you really need to have a heart-to-heart with this person, or a heart-to-heart about this situation in your life. So I just feel like there's a lot of communication going on. And like I said at the beginning of the reading, it may be difficult to hear. It may not be good communication. You may be having some tough conversations right now with your significant other, or with someone who plays a big part in your home environment, and your stability, no matter who that is, even if it's your job, Virgo. So you could definitely be going through some things like that. And when I was saying about the communication being harsh, or just some form of negative communication going on in the earlier the reading, I won't go through the whole outcome spread, because this is where you really have to get the extended readings and things like that if you want to dig into your situation a little deeper. But a lot of the outcome, I had the Eight of Swords in your original reading, Eight of Swords in reverse, which is just telling me you were bound and feeling trapped, and you wanted to get out of whatever legal situation or legal confines or commitments or whatever you were feeling that you signed. Maybe it was a contract that you signed. Like I said, you were making a decision that you had to go back on. You had to make a different choice to go another way. And I did get the Eight of Swords, again, the Eight of Winter in my fairy deck. In this deck, I got the Eight of Winter. And the Eight of Winter on this deck says, you have what it takes, if only you believe in yourself. Thinking that you're powerless when you're not. This is the Eight of Winter. A lack of self-confidence that keeps you from getting what you want. So Virgo, you have to be more secure. You may not be feeling like your normal self. If this Queen of Wands energy represents you, the Queen of Wands is confident. She's gorgeous. She knows what she wants. She has a great personality. She's a people person. She radiates that energy, and she doesn't show her insecurities. And she's always confident. And with that Eight of Wands, she's just saying you're not confident. You feel left out in the cold. Somebody has stripped you of whatever security you thought you had. You don't have it anymore, and that's a main theme of this Virgo full moon. And this particular reading is about security, home, having someplace stable, having something you can depend on. But the one I really wanted you to hear when I was talking about the negative communication was you got the Princess of Winter as well. And the Princess of Winter says information that can help you, but which may also be difficult to hear. Speaking the truth with kindness, an indigo child or adult. And we just talked about this. I just said at the beginning of the spread, before I even drew these cards, again, you want to go check out the extended readings, check my website out, check my Patreon out for the extended readings. But because I did draw 5 cards altogether, and I'm showing you 2. But this just talks about that negative communication, having conversations that may be difficult to hear, wording the things you say a certain way, kind of falling back from the negativity and the vengeance. And before I dealt any cards, I talked to Virgo about keeping a cool head, not being a hot head, approaching situations with caution, because that's what I was just feeling for Virgo. And then we have confirmation of that in the cards. So, and you know, I know, you know, Virgo, there's something going on with just a heartbreak, a break of stabilities, or something that you really wanted, such as a home, an opportunity, a child, something that you really wanted not happening or not going through, or having some kind of difficulty with children in your life that may be interfering in your relationship, Virgo. So again, if you guys would like a personal reading, you can email me. The email address will be in the description box below. Check my website out. Check me out on all of the platforms that I'm on. And Virgo, I truly do wish you the best. I think once you come through this full moon cycle and some of these things that are being exposed and the conversations that are being had, they're going to help you move to see how you need to move forward and to heal, so that what you do going forward is beneficial for you. It is what's best suited for you. It is what is truly meant to be for you, and you don't have to kind of go through this cycle and go through these changes anymore, because that will be something that you've been through and you have it figured out, and you know how to handle the situation next time you may encounter something that is displeasing and that really bothers you, or that is really making your life uncomfortable and unstable and out of order, which is something that I know doesn't most Virgos won't agree with. If you're just out of order, not being balanced, and not be having that stability. So this will prevent you from getting into those kind of situations in the future, from just taking those precautions, knowing the signs, knowing those red flags, dealing with your anger in a more manageable and palatable and healthy way, and hopefully just avoiding the situations altogether in the future. So Virgo, if you want to know more about what's going on individually with you, hit me up. Extended readings will be popping, and I just wish you guys the best. I think you can still make the best of the energy. You just really have to know how to deal with it and process it. When your ruler, Mercury, is in an uncomfortable place right now, such as Pisces, and then, you know, we're having that full moon, so it's just, you know, it's nothing that can't be worked through, Virgo. You didn't get anything too major in either deck, not in the outcome cards I pulled here, or not in the Rider-Waite cards, or the Illusionist Tarot, whichever, Illuminated Tarot, whichever deck this is. So you didn't get anything really bad, nothing that says, oh, this is such a tragic situation you can't make it out of. I think it is more about, you've probably been through the hard time, but you're coming out of it, and you're just looking back, and you got to figure out how to deal with, how to process, and how to move on from something. Because you guys just may have really been hurt, just out of it, haven't fallen back. Somebody may have not supported you like you thought they should supported you. You guys may have been sick, had some broken bones, feet issues, head issues. Something was going on, Virgo, that just had you feeling left out in the cold and a little lost and unstable. All right, let's talk about it. You guys know to comment. Let me know what you're going through. I do reply back. I try to reply back to each and every comment, and I just want to hear what's going on with Virgos, and if you resonated with this reading in any sort of way. So be good, guys. I think we're going to have some very good times coming up in 2019 as far as planetary alignments. It'll be rocky because there's still crazy shit going on out there in the world all the time, but it always helps when the planetary energies are a little bit more agreeable. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about some astrology, and just check back frequently for more videos. Love you guys. Madam X, I am gone.